The Mayor of Canada's capital has declared a state of emergency to help deal with a 10-day occupation by protesters opposed to COVID restrictions that's paralysed Ottawa's downtown area. With more, here's Judy Trin from Canada's public broadcaster, CBC. Hi, Judy. Thanks so much for your time. So what is the situation in the centre of Ottawa now? What's life like there?
Roz, the horns have been temporarily quieted today. Citizens went to court to get an injunction to silence the horns. So for 10 days, the truckers will not be able to blare their air horns at all hours. This is providing a lot of relief because the air horns were going at 120 decibels, a level that could cause hearing impairment. And there are thousands of residents who live in Ottawa's downtown core and the neighborhoods that surround Parliament Hill. I can tell you that in these past 2 days, Roz, there has been finally significant police action to hold these truckers accountable for how they have basically taken over the city. Police have arrested and charged 7 individuals. They have issued 100 tickets, and they conducted a significant raid last night on what is a supply depot to the area.
So these protests have been going on for 10 days. Why is it only taken until now before this action has been taken and also the state of emergency declared?
Well, Roz, it begins with the fact that these trucks, these heavy machinery, were allowed into the parliamentary district. You see those trucks. They weigh 5-10 tons, and they are not easily removed. Basically, they can be used as weapons. And what it has enabled these truckers to do is fortify themselves within the city. And I say truckers because that's how this started, as a truckers convoy, as a truckers protest against vaccine mandates. But the movement itself has basically incorporated anyone who is frustrated with the pandemic. So they have supporters ranging from, the mother at home who can no longer work because her children, she has to stay at home to school her children. So they have wide support for these pandemic measures, for its protests, but not necessarily for their protest of the vaccine mandates. At the same time, people want to blow off steam. So that's why they're joining in this and causing more chaos.
Yeah. And what's been the response from the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, and his government to what's been happening?
There is an emergency debate happening right now as I speak to you. They are in the House of Commons. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says that this protest is a barricade to our economy, a blockade to our democracy, and to all the families trying to lead their daily lives. It has to stop, he said. What he is promising is he's promising the city of Ottawa, the mayor and its police chief, as much resources as is required to stop this protest. But his defense minister has said a few days ago that will not involve military involvement. What the mayor and the police chief are asking for are 1,800 more officers. What they have right now is 2,100 officers and civilian staff within the Ottawa Police Force, an additional 150 Royal Canadian Mounted Police, those are the federal officers, and more than 100 provincial officers. So he wants an additional complement of 1,800 officers. And Roz, I will tell you the reason why that's needed is because they need these numbers to remove the trucks. It is easy to remove protesters, to remove people. But if you look at some of the pictures, just to put down concrete barricades in the downtown core to control traffic, they actually have to have a ring of roughly 20 officers surrounding the truck to ensure that the crowd does not get unruly, to ensure that the tow truck is not impeded when it lifts off the concrete barricades. So if you can imagine, I don't know if you've ever had your vehicle towed, but you know it takes sometimes 15 to 30 minutes. Moving a transport truck may take as long as an hour, and they need support protecting the staff to remove these vehicles from the downtown core.
Judy Trinh from CBC, thank you so much.